Hey Thrivers, you're listening to Season 2, Episode 4. Today we are talking all about our new favorite things. We typically share a favorite show, product, or maybe a piece of clothing each episode, and we've gotten so much good feedback that we've decided to dedicate an episode each month to our favorite things. So welcome to January Favorite Things. Today we will be sharing some of the favorite things we got for Christmas, the most useful things we learned over the holidays, and some of our new favorite beauty products. Our goal is to share our wins and our fails when it comes to mom life and business, along with some of our favorite reality shows, favorite things we've tried lately, and maybe some of our favorite local places. Grab a glass of wine for us, and you might want to grab a pen to jot some things down as we chat all of our new favorites on today's episode.
Welcome to The Thrive, a podcast for working moms. This is for all the women and moms listening. If you work from home, in an office, run your own business, or are the CEO of your family, this podcast is for you. Because at the end of the day, all moms are working moms. Rachel and Christine invite you to celebrate the victories, get advice, listen to their mom fails, and to know you aren't alone, to thrive in your everyday life.
Today's episode is sponsored by Lemongrass Spa with Priscilla Good. Lemongrass Spa is the perfect beauty care line for those of us who are looking for affordable, high-quality products to supply our whole family. As a quote-unquote crunchy mom, I love that none of the products include gluten, parabens, fillers, synthetic fragrances, and other cancer-causing ingredients. If you're not familiar with Lemongrass Spa, their face and body care products smell amazing, and they make you feel just so pampered. They also have products you can use every day, though. One of them is my favorite. It's the facial polish, which gently exfoliates, and it leaves your skin feeling so soft. I honestly use it every few days, and they have a body polish that's great for your legs during the winter or after shaving. It's just fabulous. And the Healing Elements balm is great, too. It's good for anything from dry skin to bug bites. So they have some pampering products, but they also have a whole line of just everyday items, and I love that they're good for your body. To learn more or to place an order, simply follow Priscilla Good on Instagram, where she offers tips for healthy and elegant living. You can find her on the gram at Natural Elegance with Sil, or on Facebook at Lemongrass Spa with Priscilla Good. Welcome back, Thrivers. This is Rachel.
And Christine.
We are so excited to be doing another episode. It is the week after the holidays.
And it's just us.
Yeah. I feel like we have a lot to share. Just a lot has gone on. And man, I just feel like this is the first chance we've had to take a breather sort of and catch up.
Yes. That's my exact thought. Finally sit down, recoup where we are. The craziness of the holidays have finished. Families have gone back to their homes. Children have gone back to school. Yeah. And it's a new year.
And when you say families, I think you're referring to your family that
my
spent
family.
A lot of time here over the holidays.
So good, though.
But hosting is probably a little stressful.
It is. I mean, I think I'm a good host in the fact that I don't need things to constantly be in order. I'll tell you who is a good host. My dad.
Aw.
He showed up. He was constantly doing dishes and cleaning. I would just put a bowl down beside me and he would swoop in, clean all the pots and pans. I was like, I'm going to keep you. You need to stay here. It was so nice.
Well, that's so nice. He made your job easier too, because Robert couldn't be here every day. He had to work.
Yeah.
So that is nice that they didn't just run all over your home. Kind of like, I just think of a Christmas Vacation with Chevy Chase.
Yes.
How everyone just comes in and takes over. And
when you have children, I'm seeing now with Nora being a year and a half. Last year was different. She didn't know what was going on. But kids know when things are a little bit unusual or there's guests in the home. And
yeah,
Nora knows my family really well. But them being around all the time, I think she was a little bit off because her cousins were there playing with all her things and it was different. So I think we've settled back into our normal routine, and that's a good feeling too.
Oh, amen to that. I feel like my girls just didn't have regular naps for a week straight. I kind of thought we might have talked about this actually on an episode leading up to the holidays. Or maybe I just told you. But this year, because of Christmas being on a Tuesday, it was nice. We went to church on Sunday, and they offered a Christmas service on Sunday. And then we did Christmas Eve with my husband's family on Monday. And then Christmas Day, I thought since we were doing one thing a day, it would feel a lot less. But
how'd that work out?
It kind of just became so much because each day there was something new.
Mm-hmm.
And like Christmas Eve, they got toys. Christmas Day, they got toys. And then we had like a couple day break. And then for like the weekend after Christmas, we spent the weekend at the cabin with my family. And we packed up all of our gifts and things for those people. And we did like a big Christmas morning with them. Like on Friday morning, all the kids woke up and we pretended it was Christmas all over again,
Right.
which is fun because like all the cousins got to like open their gifts together. But like every time we came home, I felt like I had to reorganize, like, where am I going to put this stuff? Like as soon as I thought I had things kind of like, okay, like I want you to enjoy the new stuff, but I also don't want our house to be like completely chaotic. And it was just like one thing after the next. So it's been nice this week to just be like, okay, just enjoy all your new stuff, but like, let's try to find places for things because my house is not that big. So I have to be very like, okay, intentional about like where things go. Otherwise, like our whole living room is just like the play area.
Which can be fun for a moment.
Yeah.
And then chaos.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like even, I'm thinking of this as you're talking about how you had it planned and then maybe after the fact realized like that might have been too much or too busy. Even though a lot of families have traditions that they do every year, there's probably such a learning curve as your kids get older and as your families change or new babies come where you realize what you need to do for your family to change it or make it more peaceful or even with you, okay, maybe we don't even need to get our girls as many gifts because everyone else will take care of it.
Yes.
So traditions
kind of how I felt this year. I actually, so this is our favorite things episode because we wanted to talk about the holidays, maybe some of our new favorite things and some of the favorite things we have just going on right now with our kids and stuff like that.
Dun, 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 dun. That's our favorite thing music.
Oh, yeah. I love it. I always love our official music. Now I lost my train of thought.
Oh, sorry. Something about toys and favorite things.
Toys and favorite things. Man, this wasn't in my notes.
Ugh.
But aren't you proud I have notes?
We're just knocking it out of the park.
Oh, I just thought of it.
You're welcome.
So my favorite thing was one of the gifts so his grandma likes to get like a gift for each family. Like Kyle's family is small. So his grandma likes to get like a gift for each of like the families. And then his aunts still do gifts for just little kids. And his aunt got a gift. She got gift cards for each of like the little cousins, like the 5 and unders for the Nook, which is like an athletic complex here, and they have like a tumbling, like a gymnastics thing on Friday nights. I think it's just kind of like an open gym type thing. And since she knows that like our kids are into that, there's like 2 other cousins that are also into gymnastics. So she was like, I thought if we all had the passes, we could try to coordinate a day and all go together. So I was like, that's a really fun. Yeah, and it's like a really thoughtful idea, and it's not stuff. It's like an experience.
Right. Is this every Friday?
I don't know if it's every Friday. I
would
have
like
to
to
actually
do
look
this.
it up. But yeah, it's supposed to be a lot of fun for little kids, and we haven't used our pass yet. But that was like a really sweet thing that she got them. And then Kyle's grandma, her like family gift for us was she got me a gift. I don't even know how she obtained this. I don't know where she went. Like it's an
Grandmas have their ways.
I know. It's like an official gift certificate from Manheim Township, like Parks and Recreation.
Okay.
And it's for a pool pass this year. Like, it's still
Nice.
cheap for us to do these things because both of our kids are, like, still free.
Right.
The nice thing about, like, the toddler age, before they all grow up and, like, you have to get a pass for every single person in your family. But, yeah, I was like, that's another really thoughtful gift because we will use that. So.
That's like families that a friend of mine is going to Disney, and that was part of their gift. So I know people will do vacations or trips, and as a surprise on Christmas, they might not be going right away, but there's definitely a value in putting your money towards family experiences.
Yeah, or if you already have something planned, because we were kind of in that boat last year. We just said, could you get us Disney gift cards? So a lot of people did that, and so maybe that's why this year felt a little overwhelming, because last year we had just gotten a lot of gift cards.
That's not a bad thing.
No. What about you? Did you have any like favorite things that Nora received or things that happened with your family?
She got sweet gifts like books and little toys and some cars. She really was into opening the gifts though, more than I thought maybe she would be. She would know to rip them open. sometimes my niece is 3.5, would swoop in and help her. But Nora didn't seem to mind that. It was a group effort. And she got more toys than we opened on Christmas. There was just a lot for Nora. Mm-hmm. And we kind of put them off to the side. And then, next few days I would pull one out and give it to her. And even just yesterday or the day before when I was transferring over my playroom to have all our toys in there, I had them on the chair, and she walked over to the chair and she pulled a gift down and just sat down and started opening it. I'm like, girl understands a gift.
She knows what to do now.
Yeah. So I just love how excited she was even about the books and the little things. Like she would sit down and read. Or my cousin gave her a really sweet little doll that she was excited about. Mm-hmm. So just seeing her experience all of that for the first time.
Yeah.
I mean, she had Christmas last year. She didn't know what was going on.
It's totally different though, like once they actually get it.
She was 6 months old, so
yeah.
Not the same.
Oh, but I totally understand that. Rowan being a Christmas baby, like she understood a little bit last year, but this was like her first year where she really like wanted to open stuff. Yeah. But then she was funny. Like she would open one thing and like want to go play with it. She would just want that. And we'd be like, oh, there's another one. Yeah. And then it got to the point I was like, holy first world problems. Like she's content with this one present. And she still has like 4 to open because there's one from this person or one from that person. And so I think that was like the part of me like this year I was just like, did we get too much stuff? Or is it just because I'm seeing her like so content with one thing? I don't know. I think we actually did put a few things away that we have not opened at all yet. Like I know what they are. Yes. So we have put them away and like we will get them out. I don't know. Maybe when the new baby comes, they'll be good little gifts so that they don't feel, neglected.
I think parents get so excited though around the holidays to get their kids gifts. Yeah. And so even I feel like I was being conservative and yet there were extra gifts that we just didn't get you because she was playing with the ones she opened. Yeah. It is fun to go shopping.
Oh, it's so fun. But yeah, I feel the same way. So that was interesting, like just seeing how they're both different. Like Reagan would just rip through one to the next, and Rowan was very like, I'll just take my time and then go play with this one toy.
Well, I know that you got a favorite thing for Christmas that I also got.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I'm not sure.
Our headphones.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I thought that's what you're going towards, but I was like, maybe not.
You're like, did you also get comfortable maternity pants? My dear brother had me for our Secret Santa in my family. That's how we do our gift exchanges. Mm-hmm. And he so thoughtfully asked Rachel.
He did message me. It was very sweet.
He's so great. What if there was something that I might want? And Rachel had mentioned that we had talked about getting headphones for the podcast. And so my brother and I looked at some of them online together. So we picked them out. He let me do that, but he printed out some pictures of headphones and wrapped them up. And actually, I don't still have it. He made headphones like out of a wire and paper and tape. And he put them in the box. So like I could put them on my head, but it was just like a wire and tape. Yeah, and so those floated around our living room for a while. But I was so excited to have headphones, and then you told me you got some.
Yeah.
For matchers.
Oh, I'm so excited. I didn't expect the ones that I got. I had just mentioned it to my in-laws. And yeah, my mother-in-law did really good. I was like, thank you.
That's awesome.
Everyone was like tearing open children's gifts and things. And I was just like, this is the best ever.
We're growing our podcast now. We have our headphones.
Yes. No, they're so handy. Honestly, if we do have some people that will ask us, like, how on earth do you do podcasts? Like, what is involved? And you don't have to have headphones. But if you're recording, like, online, like if you're using something like Zoom or you're, like, teleconferencing with somebody, they're really nice to have. So...
Which we've done a few times, and now we'll be able to try it some more, especially with our busyness of our schedules. Like even the two of us not always being able to get in the same place at the same time.
Yeah, and if we have a guest that isn't local, it's like the only way to really connect, and it's awesome that you can do that nowadays. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
What other favorite things do you have?
Well, moving on to favorite things, I actually had one other note jotted down in this Christmas section. Oh,
go for it.
I had... It says old people with no filter because there's a story behind this. So, on Christmas Day, we were at my parents' house and my grandma and her sister were there. Her sister doesn't come to like all our family things, but now that like both my grandma and her sister like are widows, they do pretty much everything together. And my great aunt Carrie, she has no filter. And I hadn't seen this woman in like months. Mm-hmm. And the first thing she said to me, "Oh, hi, you're looking so chubby." Oh, no, it wasn't chubby. It was chunky.
Oh, that's worse.
Yeah.
Rachel.
And I said, you do know that I'm pregnant, right? And she's like, "Oh, well, yeah, but you just look a little different than the last time." Oh my gosh. I was like, "Well, you do know that this is my third child. Like, I have gained some weight with each one."
People. I
was so like, I knew she didn't mean it in a mean way. And I didn't want to like let it ruin my day. But part of me just wanted to be sad. Like, let me educate you. That is not an okay thing to say to somebody.
I think you look great. And maybe it's because, I mean, I've been through one pregnancy before and just felt all the feelings with gaining weight, which we will get to in another episode. But I feel like when I see pregnant people, I don't even see like, I can't even tell if they've gained weight. I'm just like, "Oh, you look so pretty." And like, "Look at your little belly."
Well, I just feel like even if you do think someone looks fat, like, why would you say that to them?
No.
I guess it just bugged me. And then, so I'm like a little self-conscious because of this comment. And
don't be, you look so good in that Costco sweater.
Oh, thank you. Yes, Costco. Which brings me to the next part of my story. So 2 days later, so we went to the cabin with my family and I had to like go to the store and get stuff. So obviously I go to Costco. Mm-hmm. And there was like an older lady giving out samples. I don't even remember what she was sampling because I don't even remember if I took one or not, but as I was walking near/by her, she made conversation and I thought she was just being nice and was like, "Oh, like you're expecting another one?" Because they'll like people will see that I have 2 girls in my cart.
Right.
And then they'll be like, "Oh, you're having a third one." And I'm like, "Yeah, I am." And anyway, she goes, "Oh, when are you due?" And I said, "April." And she goes, "Is it 1 or is it 2?"
Oh my goodness.
It was like the day or 2 days after this other comment. So I just, I called Kyle and was like, "Am I that fat? Tell me the truth."
No. And it's, you know, I feel like that's more indicative of those people and just their lack of filter. I had someone once ask if I was sure that it wasn't twins when I was pregnant with my daughter.
Was it an older person?
I mean, she was. It was actually an aide that worked in my building who's not there anymore. I don't even remember who it was, but I was probably towards the end of my pregnancy and I wasn't looking great, but like that's when you tell someone they look even better.
Yeah, like you're glowing.
Never look great, better. Your feet aren't swollen at all.
No, I don't know. I just was like, maybe it's an older person thing. Maybe like in their generation, like it was more acceptable. I don't know. I just feel like I don't know anyone I'm friends with or like around our age that would be like, "Oh, you look huge." Like having twins.
Yeah. I think just people when they maybe are older will have more of, you know, free will in saying things. And so unfortunately that had to do with you and your lovely little pregnancy. Don't listen to them. You look awesome.
Well, there's my story. That was the last thing in my like Christmas notes because I feel like for the whole week I was just like, "Kyle, does this look okay? Does that look okay?" Yeah. And then I was just like, screw it. Like I am showing more this time. Mm-hmm. Like each pregnancy I've had, I've shown a little sooner, and that's just life. And you know what? Like overall, like yes, I've started like probably 40 pounds heavier than when I started the first time. But I've gained less.
So I'm like, that's a victory.
Yeah.
That's a win.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing. Gaining less than last time.
Yes, favorite thing. So what about you? What would you say in life right now, aside from the holidays, what are some of your favorite things?
When I was thinking about what recently I've really enjoyed, the 2 things that came to my mind are comfortable pregnancy pants and this hair wand that my brother got me for Christmas. But in all fairness, I've only used the hair wand one time and not with much effort. So I feel like I can't speak to that, but I'm optimistic. It's one of those, it's just like a stick. It doesn't have the clasp. And my dear friend, oil expert Jessie, has used one and her hair always looks amazing.
Her hair does look good.
So I'm going to try it. I'll report on that once I do. But yeah, really comfortable pants. I wore like maternity work pants to work on Wednesday. And nope, never again. I came home and was like, Robert, if you see me in pants that are not made of like soft fabric, tell me to change. Because they were falling down and they're not comfortable. And when I'm at work, like I'm up and down and sitting on the ground or outside, and it's not good. So anything stretchy that comes up real high.
I like the ones that come up too. The people that, like, I don't know, like, if you are listening and you are a pregnant mama that likes the ones that have like the thicker band that go like below your belly, let me know. But I have never had success with those. Like, for me, I feel like they just feel like they're going to fall off. Like, I need the ones that come up over my belly because I feel like they stay on better. They help keep things where they should be.
And I'll wear these forever now. Like, I always want pants that come up real high now because everything stays where it's supposed to be. So, amen to that.
Yes for comfortable pants. I did have those on my Christmas list. And before the holidays, I was like, Mom, you just need to tell me, like, did you get me any of those pants I sent you the links for? Because I'm running out of clothing. And
you're like, so either you're getting them or I am.
Yeah, she had not. She's like, oh, I had another idea. And, oh, my mom. She always has her own ideas. So I'm like, why do I even make you a list?
I think she is in cahoots with my mom. Because,
Another one of those that's like...
One of those.
Just kind of gets you what they want to get you.
I feel like that's a mom's right, though. I'm sure I'll do that with Nora. I'll be like, no, you don't want that. You want this.
Maybe.
But...
Well, when somebody sends you a specific link to something and is like, I really need this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Word to the wise.
So I actually was going to share, since we're talking about like favorite things, like stuff, material things. I got a new purse.
Yes.
And it's been life-changing.
Super cute.
I feel like a purse, you carry it everywhere, every day. Mm-hmm. Like, my husband finally understands, like, why it's okay to spend more money on a purse. Because I'm like, Kyle, like, how much do your work boots cost? Like, it's like you need them every day, everywhere you go. So it has to be, like, comfortable and practical and well-made and real leather.
And it has to be real leather.
He wouldn't buy, like, not nice work boots that were, like, not waterproof or steel-toed or whatever.
That'd be nonsense.
Yeah. So I had, like, went on this whole spiel, and he's like, okay, that makes sense. And I also, like, made him carry around, like, I had an old bag I was using. It was very nice. Like, it was a Michael Kors bag that, like, I had really wanted a couple years ago. But after using it all the time, every day, I was like, Kyle, these straps, they're going to break. Like, and look at these pockets. Like, they're just, I need more pockets. This isn't working for me.
I think you need to post a tutorial video on how you convinced your husband that this purchase was just as important as his work boots. Well, I'm on your side. I'm just saying, I'm sure many of our listeners will want to know how you did this.
Well, he might have just got sick of me talking. So maybe he wasn't fully convinced. But
that in itself is a strategy.
Me, like, send the link to the purse. And I ended up getting the purse I wanted for Christmas from him. We, like, kind of alternate, like, are we going to get gifts at all for each other? Are we just going to do something small? And we had done that the last couple years. I'm not going to lie. I was like, I really want a nice gift.
Yeah. You're like, practical, not as much fun.
Yeah. And I, like, have fun getting him stuff, too. So, anyway, got a new purse. It's just, like, the classic, like, it's like the Longchamp
Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Longchamp?
Yes, it's French.
It definitely sounds...
It looks like Longchamp.
Well, that's what I thought it was. Longchamp.
No, it's like Longchamp.
Longchamp?
Yes.
Okay, now I know how to say it.
Yeah, it's from, like, I think it's like the Le Pliage collection.
This is because I
took French. I took French for 8 years, and then I continued into college, actually. So,
hidden talent.
Such a nerd.
I like that.
But, yeah, it's not helpful nowadays, other than purses. I mean, I could really use some, like, help with Spanish.
I took Spanish.
Well, I feel like in everyday life, I could really use help with that, and I'm, like, completely lost.
Oh. Ayudar. Is that like, I'll help you? Oh.
In what language?
Spanish.
Oh, why did you ask me? I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
I know gracias and agua, por favor.
We're on our way. We'll work on this.
So, I feel like maybe we should take a quick break, and then we will be right back. Today we're talking favorite things, and I want to take a minute to talk about Lemongrass Spa because not only have I fallen in love with the products, but I love that this business provides so many opportunities for women to get connected and feel pampered. Priscilla Good is our Lemongrass Spa consultant, and once a month she hosts a Lemongrass Lady of the Month show, which is awesome. It's a 4-day Facebook event where she offers daily giveaways, live videos, and it's such a fun way for women to connect with other women. Priscilla then puts everyone's orders together into one big party order and draws a winner to receive the hostess rewards generated from the party order. This is a huge value, and I love that Priscilla's passion is not just for beauty products, but for bringing people together, because that's what we're all about. So whether you're looking for something fun to do with girlfriends, you want to plan a Galentine's Day party with some extra pampering, or you simply want to sample some products, follow Priscilla Good on Instagram at Natural Elegance with Sil, or on Facebook at Lemongrass Spa with Priscilla Good. And remember to tell her that we sent you. So aside from our favorite things and all things holidays, I feel like we both got to do some really fun things this holiday season, and you had mentioned that you really wanted to talk about some favorite places. I think especially now that you're doing more with Nora.
I'm just laughing because I really love the couch, and that was one of my things on my list. But yes, go ahead.
Well, I was going to ask, why don't you share your favorite things as far as places or things to do?
I just recently took Nora to Sky Zone for the first time. Yes, I went there once when I was pregnant with her. Mm-hmm. I went like 2 Saturdays ago. My husband was working, and I just thought of it the night before. I'm like, let's just go do it. I've never done the toddler time with just her and I before. Yeah. But I had seen it a few years ago when I took my niece, so I felt like I, knew what to do. So I went with her. We got our stickers. It wasn't super crowded, which was nice. And we found our own little, spot to jump, and she loved it. She did so great. It just took her probably a few minutes to figure out like how to ease onto the trampoline because she kind of wanted to stay on the edge, but quickly figured it out and was having so much fun. And they had like Sesame Street music on and other kids her size. It was so great.
Oh, that's so fun. I was going to say, I always like how they play like kids music during like the toddler time hours.
And just today, her teachers at her preschool or daycare said on her little paper about how her day was that she tried jumping just like on the ground. So when she came home today, we asked her to jump, which she just like kneels down for and gets back up. Like it's all because of Sky Zone because we practiced jumping. Aww. So I would love to be able to do that like a little bit more regularly just to get us out of the house and go do something. And it wasn't super expensive. I don't know why I thought it was going to be.
No, more. I feel like it's always pretty reasonable.
I guess because if you do toddler time, it's not like you're paying for 2 adults to jump. Like, right. It wasn't. I thought I was going to have to pay whatever the adult fee was on top of her, and it wasn't that. So we'll definitely do it. Your girls have done it, right?
Yeah, they always have a ton of fun, and I can always count on really good naps.
I was going to say, I'm sure they like own toddler time and are like nonstop.
Reagan likes to jump into the foam pit, like on like the little high, like the higher up part.
We did not try that yet.
Well, Rowan's not quite at that level, so.
Yeah. Like considering Nora just learned to walk like a month ago, I don't think we're ready for a giant foam pit.
Yes.
But I definitely want to do it again and do it with friends. I saw all these moms just sitting, chatting, and their kids were older. Obviously, I would be closer to my daughter. I'm not going to like leave her stranded. Right. But they just looked like they were having so much fun, and it was an easy place to have a play date because your kids are occupied the whole time. I was going to say, like,
I've met with a few, like, just different people there. Yeah. For play date type things. And it is great because sometimes, depending on where you go for a play date, like, you don't get to catch up. And it's a nice place that I feel like I actually get to catch up with people because, the kids stay busy.
That's such a good point.
You just have to make sure they're not, like, too many kids in a square. What is it? Like one kid bouncing a square. I'm always like, get your own square.
Well, we went back when my niece and my nephews were here. So I went with my sister-in-law, my parents, and then my niece is 3.5 and my nephew is a year and a half.
Oh, that's so fun.
It was great, but it was so much more crowded because it was over Christmas break.
Oh, right.
And where we were, it was in the main jumping area. And at first it wasn't too crowded. But then like these bigger kids came by and the girl that worked there was kind of doing her best to keep all the kids in their quadrants, but she kept telling my niece to stay in her square when all these bigger kids were everywhere, but it was just because she couldn't catch them. Like
Right.
she could come to my 3-year-old niece and tell her where she needed to be. But then after a while, we went over on one of the side jumping courts, and there was like 2 babies there, and it was so
that's
great.
perfect.
Yeah.
That's always the nice thing about toddler time too, though, is because the big kids aren't allowed. So if you're worried,
Right.
if you're a parent that hasn't ever been to a Sky Zone, I think they're like all over. Like I'm pretty sure they're like all over the United States. Yeah, they usually have toddler time like separate.
And we were there towards the very end of toddler time, but I believe their time starts at like 8:30, which is before even the main jumping opens. So if you get there at 8:30, it would only be little kids.
Oh, that's awesome.
I don't know if I would be able to get out of the house that early, but
yeah,
maybe 9:30. And I don't know if I'm supposed to jump because I'm pregnant, but I was.
I feel like a little bit of jumping's okay. Maybe not like in your 3rd trimester, but like...
Right. I'm like, it's okay. As I was jumping, I laughed at my mom and said, like, I don't know if I'm supposed to be doing this.
Oh, I would just tell you that, go for it as long as you have like a panty liner on or something. Because at least in my situation, I feel like each kid.
Yes.
Every time I laugh or sneeze now, like true life, guys. We're going to be doing an episode like all about just pregnancy and body image and all those things. But since we're on the Sky Zone talk, I drank the last time I actually ever jumped there. I had drank like a large coffee from Dunkin', like an iced coffee before going. And like I did
just to prepare yourself, get ready.
Think just because like we had stopped for coffee, like
it
was with like a group of friends, and I don't know if it was the coffee or if it was because I think we only had Reagan at the time. So I had only had one pregnancy, but I almost peed my pants. It was like, no joke. Jumping is not the same anymore. Right. So I just do like the minimal toddler
let me sit on the side and bounce you with my knees.
Yeah.
I hear you. But that was definitely a favorite place of mine that I want to go back to. So let's go together sometime and your girls can show Nora how to jump off the walls because I'm sure they know how to.
They can teach her.
So
Reagan more so than the little one. She is still in like that follows her big sister stage.
Well, she can show Nora.
Perfect.
What would you say is your favorite place besides Sky Zone on a full bladder of coffee?
Well, on a full bladder of coffee. Kid-wise, we always like going to Tiny Town.
I've never been.
It's really great once, like, Nora would probably be a little young for it. Like, Reagan is perfect age for it, like 3 going on 4. Okay. Rowan she's still a little young, but she likes to do dress up and whatever, like play pretend type things. She's starting to get into that, and she just follows Reagan around. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun because it's just, like, imaginary little town for kids. And there's dress up things, and there's a little salon where they can do hairstyles, and in like the little garage they can dress up and be a mechanic and work on cars, and there's like a little doctor's office where they can put on the coat and be a vet and put like the stethoscope on. So it's so just neat. Oh, it's so fun. And they have it set up very nicely so that you can kind of just sit back on your full bladder of coffee and not have to get too involved.
No jumping.
You can kind of see the whole area from like their little parent like cafe area.
Yeah.
And they have snacks. You can bring your own food, which is great. And yeah, our girls always really like it there.
I love anything that's promoting imagination.
Yeah.
Like they can just go. It's all there for you. It's not your own house.
Yes.
It's going to become a mess if they're playing. But to be able to pretend all those different, all those different careers.
Yeah.
Speaking from a teacher's point of view, is so good.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. In fact, I think the last time we were there, there's like a little cafe where you can like serve food and play cafe. And they also have like a stage where you can like pretend you're on the stage and sing. And Reagan was using an ice cream cone from the cafe as her microphone on the stage singing Katy Perry. So she just lives her best life when we go there.
Which Katy Perry song?
She really likes the Fireworks song or the she always says Eye of the Tiger.
Is that what it's called?
Isn't it called Roar?
Yeah. Yes.
Because she always tells us she wants Eye of the Tiger, and I'm like, if this girl really knew the real Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah, I was like, that's a different song.
Yeah.
Like, I knew what you're talking about.
Not the one from Rocky. The one, the Katy Perry one.
What is the oldest age that usually you see there?
I don't think they have a limit, but we did take my nieces the one time, And they were definitely too old for it. Like, my nieces are probably, like, 8 and 10 now.
Yeah.
And I'd say probably by, like, 8 or 9, they might be, like, a little old for it. Also just a little tall for some of the little buildings.
Well, because I feel like that kind of place could be really cool for older kids, too, if it was in a different way. Like, for those, like, intermediate school age children to go and be able to pretend to be a hairdresser or a cashier. Like, when I was in those grades, 6, 7, or not 6 or 7, 4th or 5th, I loved playing like checkout or like I was a store clerk or something.
Yeah, I think that it was just a little overwhelming for them because they were like some of the only older ones.
Yeah.
And I remember my oldest niece, Haley, she's so sweet. She just kept saying, "It's so messy in here." I just feel like,
her.
Like she just kept picking everything up because like, you know, when it's full of toddlers, like the cafe, there's food everywhere. There's like a little grocery store and there's, you know, fake food and money and baskets everywhere. And I felt like her and my other niece, her and her sister, they were just like the cleanup duty. Like they should have gotten paid. They kept trying to organize, and these little kids would just come in and wreck it again.
That's so fun. Well, and I'm sure they enjoy, like your girls enjoy being able to go there with their older cousins too. That's always so nice to have a place like Sky Zone, even where you can go with your family. It's like a destination. Get out of the house.
Yeah, and that's great for all ages. Mm-hmm. I was actually just going to say, I didn't mean to cut you off.
You're good.
But if you are looking for something local for more, like, a wider group of ages, we also enjoy Dutch Wonderland. And we went to, like, the Christmas time, like, with the lights. I think we did that, like, 2 different evenings just because with our passes, like, it was included. And that's great because all ages like seeing Christmas lights. And
we just got passes for next year.
Yay!
I think I got them on Black Friday, and I even asked my mom if she wanted to get a pass, and she did.
Nice.
Which is something, like, she has always loved the idea of having a season pass to somewhere.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited for it because I've never been to Dutch Wonderland, at least as an adult. I don't think my parents took me when I was little. But I'm excited to be able to go with Nora even after I have this baby, or have my mom be able to take her and I'm home, or obviously all of us go together. But I love, because like you shared, you could just go there for a quick little visit. And if you have the pass, you're not paying for the day.
Yes, you don't feel guilty about just popping in for a few hours.
Just as like a, let's get out of the house, fresh air. I'm excited.
Yeah, and the holiday time is nice too because they're open later, like in the evenings. So I don't think Kyle came with us once the whole summer. I think he actually came with us like the one time before like it was open for everybody. Like they do some days that are just for like pass holders only, which is great. Cool. And so it was like in May. It was really early, and he might have come because he had off work or something. But it was great at Christmas time. Like, you want to do things as a family. Like, and so since they have evening hours, like, he came along. And it was fun because, like, Reagan is so tall. So my 3-year-old is, like, in, like, 5 and 6T clothing.
She's so tall.
She's so tall. She's, like, kindergarten size. So she can go on a lot of rides that, like, most toddlers can't. But she can do more rides now, and
she's fearless.
It's and it's hard because if it's just me, I can't take her on them if I have Rowan too. So it was a lot of fun because she got to go on stuff with Kyle, and I think he had fun because he's like getting to go on rides too. Like they can do a little roller coaster together, and like that was a good time.
So sweet.
So if you're local, you've probably heard of Dutch Wonderland, and we are just saying check it out. If you're not local, it's a destination. If you stop by Lancaster, it's right on Route 30 where a lot of the other touristy things are at. So add it to your bucket list.
I think the cool thing about even small town, smaller than Lancaster, cool thing is that there are places to take your kids. If it is a great park, a museum, even a fun restaurant, or like Chick-fil-A, indoor playground. Like there's just so much. I feel like sometimes I even forget there are places everywhere to take my daughter, or that we can do a family trip that's not expensive. It's not far away. There's so much.
And I always like to, like, if you are newer to an area, or even if you've been in an area, but you're like, hey, like I grew up in Lancaster, but I didn't know about a lot of these things until having kids. And a friend added me to, like, Lancaster PA Moms or something.
Oh, I'm in that.
Yeah, it's like a Facebook group. And so there's, like, hundreds of women in it that, you know, are all from this same area, but it's a bigger group than just maybe women that go to my church or women that I went to high school with. And so sometimes people will post, like, hey, I'm new and I don't know anything about, you know, where to take my kids swimming, or sometimes the questions are great and I'll just comment and say like, I'm following. It's because I want to see like what people reply with. And I think somebody said something about like, I need a rainy day activity for like my toddlers. And I was like, me too. I mean, not really, but for in the future.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure whatever area you live in, you could probably find something like that. And just don't be afraid to like ask questions because I feel like you will probably get like inundated with responses and jot them down or save them for when you need them.
And other people probably have the same questions. So.
Yeah.
But that's true. It's just like putting yourself out there, even in something so small like joining a Facebook group or asking a question of people you don't know is putting yourself out there. But that's how you learn and find cool places.
Yeah. Or you could even find a cool friend because maybe they'd want to meet up.
Yes. Oh, so sweet.
Oh my gosh. Well, I feel like we have shared a lot about favorite stuff.
Yeah.
I did want to ask before we wrap up, because there hasn't been a lot of TV on with the holidays.
Oh.
But things are starting to come back on, and we both have admitted, you guys all know, we enjoy our reality TV.
Mm-hmm. A lot.
Are there any shows, maybe more than others, that you're looking forward to?
Well, yes. 2 in particular. 1, Bachelor.
Ooh.
Which starts on Monday with the new Bachelor, Colton. I don't have many opinions about him, but I watch all the time. I get sucked in. And the new Teen Mom 2 is starting soon. So they've just been rolling one season into the next. Gotta set up my
recordings.
Yeah. So those 2. What about you?
I also like Teen Mom. I gotta have that set up to record because I feel like since we switched to DirecTV and now, I don't know.
Make sure you have this ready.
Things set up. Yeah. Gotta get that set up. I will make sure it's ready. The other thing I was going to say is Real Housewives of Beverly Hills comes back.
Oh,
pretty soon, in a few weeks, I think.
I haven't been doing good, like, keeping up with the Housewives. I feel like all the seasons are always on. I miss New York.
Tough.
I like New York, but...
Oh, that one became so much drama for me.
It was. Beverly Hills is okay. Real Housewives of Lancaster.
Man, we could start it with our glamorous lives.
It's 5:30.
My favorite
mom's
purse
already on the couch.
I know. I was gonna say my favorite purse that, like, to me is really fancy because it's like $100, and these ladies on the shows that are like, "Oh, this is my collection of Birkins."
Oh my goodness!
Like they have a room of purses that's like $1 million. They're
in a whole other world, but it's just entertainment.
Maybe I think part of the reason I like the Beverly Hills ladies is because it's so like, it's just so much. Like, they make some of the other housewives on the shows. Like, they make some of the other, like, housewife franchises, like, look poor.
Like when you come Airplane.
Yes. Like, when you compare their lives to, like, even, like, the New Jersey ladies or, like, the Dallas ladies, who are also very wealthy, like, when you can make someone look poor and, like, you're all, I don't know. So it just blows my mind sometimes.
Vanderpump isn't coming on this season, right?
I thought she was. What?
I'm not sure. But she has, like, a moat in her front lawn.
Yes, like her house is like surrounded.
Oh my gosh. That lady's on a whole other level.
She is. That's what I'm saying. Like those Beverly Hills ladies. I think part of the reason I like watching is just because I'm like, is this for real?
Right.
Like, that's just crazy.
I turn it off, go back to my normal life, and watch the next episode.
Without the moat and the swans.
No, but hey, that could be something to add to your home.
Why not? Put it on my list. Kyle, I think our next renovation should be a moat with swans.
And I would like a pony.
Well, Reagan would love that.
Yes, that's true. I'll share it.
Gosh.
Well, on that note,
I think it's time we wrap it up.
Thank you for joining and listening to our favorite things. And hopefully it sparked something happy in your heart. And maybe you'll check out one of those fun local places.
Seriously, check out the local places. If you have a favorite thing that you're like, oh my gosh, you pregnant ladies need to try this, whether it's pregnancy related or just something funny that you think we might enjoy, let us know. And also, we do share a lot in our Instagram stories about our favorite things. I think that we just did a story like a week ago about... I had shared just some of like the Christmas hacks that I learned. Maybe for like spreading out toys, making things last a little longer. All good stuff. Some simple mom hacks that I learned about the holidays. Those are on our Instagram. So follow us at The Thrive Podcast. And thanks so much for listening.
And mamas, in case no one told you yet today, you are doing amazing.
Thank you so much for listening today. You are a part of a growing community of moms, business owners, and women who are here to encourage and inspire. You can connect with Rachel at Rachel Klein Creative on Instagram or rachelkleincreative.com. To keep up with Christine and her latest events, follow her business journey on Instagram at Bellenberry Co. And if you want to be first to know about upcoming guests and giveaways, sign up for the Thrive Podcast email list today. Simply visit rachelkleincreative.com/The Thrive Podcast or follow at The Thrive Podcast on Instagram. If you've enjoyed listening this week or you've already added our show to your favorites playlist, we'd love for you to write us a review on iTunes. Your support and positive feedback allows us to keep encouraging moms and business owners each week.